Well, March is Women's History Month, and for the next 4 weeks, we'll be introducing you to some remarkable women across our area.
Of course, viewers sent us nominations of local women who go above and beyond. We got a huge response this year, nearly 200 entries. So many wonderful people doing great things in the community. And this week, Jeff Gianola introduces us to our first remarkable woman, Tiffany Slottke.
If you're looking for a definition of love and kindness, this is it. This is St. John's Food Share, and these volunteers come together to make sure their neighbors facing hardship have something to eat.
I'm just so happy. I mean, these are some of my favorite people, and the fact that everyone has come together on their free time, and everybody works really hard, and it just makes me feel really good.
Our remarkable woman nominee, Tiffany Slottke, heads up the St. John's Food Share, supervising an army of volunteers as they pack and distribute food to those in need.
I want people to want to come here, and I want people to make connections and make friends, and I love the laughing and the banter that happens when we're working as a team.
But what makes Tiffany remarkable is the story behind the food share. A few years ago, the group lost its nonprofit status, losing donations of food from grocery stores and Oregon Food Bank. Food Share was on the verge of shutting down until Tiffany stepped up, making sure that didn't happen. Volunteer and Food Share Secretary Norma Coyle witnessed the comeback.
The first time I saw Tiffany, she came into the Food Share at a board meeting and offered a different vision. And within 6 months, she brought the organization right back, got it on nonprofit status. She had such a vision, and people wanted to work with her, but they also loved the cause. And so it's her sort of poetry in life, that this is how she fills her soul. She inspires people, and she's very flexible because it's not just about food. It's about managing 80+ volunteers. Everybody's a volunteer.
To see Tiffany at work is a joy, creating a loving and fun atmosphere for volunteers.
The main thing that Tiffany brings outside of obviously the organization and efficiency that goes along with running a chaotic, busy, 100% volunteer-run organization is really her spirit and her energy.
We see such a variety of people, and we develop relationships with them. Some of the homeless people that come in, but there are many families with lots of children, older people. Some people come on skateboards from a long ways away. Others manage to get on the bus and take food back to their homes. It's really good public service.
At a time when resources are scarce and the need is great, people like Tiffany are everyday heroes. They see a need and say, I'll be part of the solution. I'll be a helping hand. And that's why Tiffany Slottke is a remarkable woman.
I feel very humbled to be nominated, especially by my peers. And yeah, the essay that was written about me made me cry. I was reading it out loud to my husband, and I choked on my words a little bit, so it meant a lot.
Oh, well, we're going to talk a little bit more about that essay with Tiffany because she is here with us on the couch this morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
It's great to have you. Yes,
yeah.
Huge congrats.
So what was your reaction when you first found out that you were named one of this year's Remarkable Women finalists?
Oh my gosh, I was honored and surprised. Yeah, I hadn't actually heard about this whole contest, and so I had to do some digging, and yeah, once I found out what it was all about, I was more honored.
What's the experience been like for you? Obviously, it's got to feel really, really nice to be able to highlight not only your work, but the work that you do with the food bank, and hopefully put some eyeballs onto what they do.
Yeah, it's we've gotten a lot of response by it. Some jokes about it, you were
saying that you've been trying to respond to a flood of text messages,
ever
since the stories have been airing.
Yes. I just think that, this is some good news for the community amongst kind of...
We can always use a little more good news in our lives. Well, and on that note, a lot of people find that feel-good feeling from volunteering. So I'm curious, what made you first want to get involved with the pantry?
I just have always had an interest in food. I like to cook. I'm a massage therapist, in my other life, and I also have some training in some nutritional therapy. So I've always had like an interest in food, and I thought, how do food boxes work, and how do how do people learn how to cook what's provided for them? And one thing I was attracted by the St. John's Food Share was that it's not a food box. You can get a food box if you want, but people actually get to shop like a grocery store.
It's a more dignified experience to come in and choose the foods you want.
Yeah, and what you like, and what works for your family if you have any dietary restrictions.
Sure.
So.
What would you say to somebody who has thought about volunteering and just hasn't taken that step, maybe outside their comfort zone?
I say yes. Do it. I mean, you don't have to be president. You don't have to put in a bunch of time. Even if it's just an hour a month. I mean, just getting yourself in there, seeing the joy that just easing the stress of food insecurity. Seeing what it does for our community is just so fulfilling, and I think that it's important for everyone to be able to be a part of that.
Yeah.
Well, one of the things that your colleagues said when they submitted this nomination and wrote about you is that whether it's logistics issues that come up at the food share, getting food out to folks, getting more involved in the community, all that you do with heart, and you do it with so much love for the people you work with. What impact do you think that has on the work you do?
I hope that it helps people want to stay. If they're having a great time in their volunteer position, they're more likely to come back. I just want it to be a pleasant experience for everybody. And, for me, if I didn't love what I was doing, I don't think I would continue doing it.
Yeah, well, that love and that kindness to both, folks who are coming in to find food and volunteers that are working with you, I think has really clearly made all the difference, and folks wanting to sing your praises. So we're happy to help them do that.
Yes, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
It's been great to talk to you, Tiffany.
Thank you.
All right, and again, if you'd like to learn more about the St. John's Food Share or Tiffany, you can do that by going to coin.com. You can also stay tuned all month long as we introduce you to this year's Remarkable Women finalists. Again, join us for all of those stories coming out throughout the rest of the month.